I think it's safe to say it's going to be a defensive tackle. And there's a few reasons why. I have gathered information the last few weeks and obviously through this first big stint of free agency and why it makes so much sense of why DT is the number one pick. And it's going to be a trade up. It's going to be a trade up. And we're here to talk about it. So let's get straight into it.
A killer buried, but not dead.
Darren, we better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? The Horror Sound of Fantastic Day today. This video is sponsored by BetUS, so definitely go check them out if you guys haven't. So, yeah, guys, like I've already been going crazy about this the last couple days. I think it's going to be defensive tackle for a few reasons. You got to gather information. It's not just about going on and reading all these mock drafts. Half of these people are going to be wrong about these mock drafts from some of these NFL insiders and things like that. You got to look at the context of what the Eagles have done so far, what's been said by some of the beat writers of what's going on behind the scenes with the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? Obviously, Milton Williams has been 46% of your snaps. Okay, how do you replace that? Well, the Eagles wanted Milton Williams bad, so much to re-sign him. They would have re-signed him to big money. The Eagles weren't touching that. At $26 million, it wasn't going to happen. But I feel like the Eagles are going to trade up in this draft for Walter Nolan. I really do. I feel like this is going to be the pick of the draft for the Eagles since I think edge rushers and DT markets are absolutely insane right now. Teams are going to want to draft a guy so they don't have to pay him for 4 or 5 years. Okay. So, and I don't blame teams that are trying to do that. If edge rushers are going for $30+ million, close to $40 million, yeah, I want to go somewhere else. If DTs are getting paid 26 plus, yeah, I want to draft one. So the Eagles are going to have to trade up here. Okay, late teens to early 20s, I feel like a lot of them are going to go. The Eagles are going to have to trade up, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, Walter Nolan, yeah, is definitely on my radar. There's no doubt. But why a DT? Why does it make sense that the Eagles are going to draft a defensive tackle? Well, number one, look at your expiring contracts. See, like, I don't like the Eagle fans that are just in so much tunnel vision for the 25 season, for this 1 year. Okay, look at some of the contracts that are going to expire. DT is going to be a big mess for the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? Jordan Davis' contract is up after this year. Yes, he has a 5th-year option. I doubt they're going to pick it up. Jordan Davis' contract up after this year. Then it's Jalen Carter's contract. Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter is going to get paid probably plus 40. He's going to be paid the highest paid DT in the league. Okay, 40 plus, probably $50 million. Who knows what that contract is going to look like? Then after that year, it's going to be Moro Jomo. So it's expired contract, expired contract, expired contract, expired contract, year by year. There's no way the Eagles are signing all these guys. Jordan Davis, if he doesn't have somewhat of a big year, but still is being very, very valuable. I know Jordan Davis gets a lot of disrespect. They could re-sign him to a cheaper deal, but that's just too many expired contracts to one position, okay? And drafting a guy like Walter Nolan or a DT in the first round in general is really going to help that going forward. At least you'll have some stability there with a guy sitting here for 4 to 5 years with Jalen Carter at least. And if Jordan Davis leaves, we'll see what happens. But the expiring contracts every year, that's going to be a big issue for the Eagles, why I think DT is becoming a bigger need in this draft. Number two, everyone was talking about, me included, that safety would be the first pick in this draft, whether it's a Malachi Starks, you're getting the guy from South Carolina, whatever the case may be with that, okay? After the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson trade, John Clark did say that that the Eagles are giving Sidney Brown a chance to compete for the starting safety position. Now, are you drafting a safety in the first round to compete with Sidney Brown? Of course not. It makes no sense. The context of this would make sense if you're not drafting a safety in the first round, Sidney Brown has a chance to compete. Because if you draft somebody in the first round, you're not competing. Sidney Brown, yeah, he may try to compete with a guy, if they draft a safety in the first round, but realistically, the Eagles aren't going to redshirt a first-round pick, any first-round pick that's drafted by them. No one's sitting. So Sidney Brown's going to have no shot, which the context is telling me that they're going to draft a safety from the second round down the line of this draft and Sidney Brown will have an opportunity, which is making DT more interesting going down the line. You got to look at the rotation as well. Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter. Now, we understand that, Milton Williams had more snaps. If you guys remember, Milton Williams had more snaps down the line next to Jalen Carter, okay? Jordan Davis lost a little bit of snaps. Jordan Davis started to really go into his own in the playoffs, especially the NFC Championship game to the Super Bowl. He was absolutely amazing. Moro Ojomo, as a 7th-round pick that flashed in the pass rush, was more of a run stuffer coming out of college. And, man, he has really and there's been a lot of times he hasn't even needed help. Okay, just the statistics are absolutely insane. 11.9% pressure rate, highest of any DT on the team. 15.9% pass run win rate, highest of any DT from the 23 draft class. 5th highest of any DT in the NFL. I mean, you're not getting the sack numbers. He's not getting, he might not even get the quarterback hits at times, and sometimes he does. But let me tell you something. Okay. He's only had like 20-something quarterback hits for like 260-something snaps, something like that. But he is disruptive as crazy, and he is going to help someone. Someone else is going to make a play because of him being disruptive, whether it's a linebacker coming downhill in an open gap making a tackle, or it's the edge rusher that's next to him, or the DT that's next to him, or whatever. He is putting on a clinic the last couple seasons. Moro Ojomo. See, I get it. Like, Jordan Davis gets a lot of disrespect, but I still want to draft a DT even when Moro Ojomo is here, because next to him, okay, Thomas Booker has flashed. It's just not good enough for me. Byron Young will compete. We haven't really seen him giving him an opportunity, okay? There's really nobody else at that DT spot in the rotation. And I feel like because of these expiring contracts, and because I feel like if you put a guy next to Moro Ojomo, I want to see if Moro Ojomo is even going to flourish even more, or Moro Ojomo might make this new draft pick even explode and have a crazy rookie year. So I feel like DT is very exciting. And because, like I said, of the money you're going to spend down the road and potentially who you're going to lose, you can't re-sign everybody. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a DT in the first round. Those are my main reasons, because I think safety is starting to look like an afterthought for competition for Sidney Brown, which won't be a first round pick. And I'm kind of on this train now. I don't even care who they draft, guys. Like, I'm not even being picky. This draft with that 32nd pick, it's tricky because I have to be open to a lot more with this pick. If it's edge rusher, great. I think they've got enough guys. They could draft another one in, the mid rounds if that's what they want to do, more of a rotational guy. I'm excited for the defensive line, but I think DT is it's definitely becoming a problem down the road. Not this year, but it will be down the road. And I don't think Howie Rose is going to be able to pay everybody, and that's a whole nother thing. So, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about the defensive tackle position. Does it make more sense after watching this video? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you don't agree. And trust me, I'm open to everybody disagreeing or agreeing. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Eagles news every single day. And definitely like the video. And if you made it to the end, definitely like the video. It helps out so much. Thanks you for all the support. And we're going to see what happens. It's going to be interesting as interesting could be. What is Howie up to? It is quiet. We'll see what happens. You guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes what up, follow, slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.